The Washington football team and the Giants are very bad, and you think about the NFC East, the amount of years that they've gone without having consecutive division winners. The Cowboys won't win the division. The Philadelphia Eagles are going to win the AFC East. They just have the quarterback factor with Jalen Hurts. So the Eagles are going to be the winner of the NFC East in Scranton, Pennsylvania native Joe Biden's last year in office. I do like the Falcons and Kirk Cousins to win the NFC South. They went 7-9 in the last few years. Talent has underachieved. I do like Kirk Cousins. 1988 is 26, 26 is 8, 19 is 10 is 1, 8 and 1 is 9, 9 and 8 is 17, 17 reduces down to 8. So the fact is the Falcons win their first division in 4 years. Their 15th playoff appearance will be a division title for the Falcons. Atlanta is Camacho 15. So I do like the Falcons to win the division with Captain Kirk leading the way. The NFC North, I will go with the Detroit Lions to have home cooking, to be a leading contender in the NFC. I do like the Lions to win their 5th division title. Now, the last quarterback to win the Super Bowl at New Orleans was number 5, Joe Flacco. Their 14th playoff berth can see the end of a championship drought by winning the NFC and possibly the Super Bowl. So I do like the Lions to win the division. For the Packers, I do like a playoff berth. But the Packers could win the division in the year that the Super Bowl is at Levi's, if they were to win the division the following year. So I will go Lions and Packers to be one of the wild card teams. I do like the Cardinals to be a playoff team. Now, it is a stretch to say that the Cardinals are going to win the NFC West. Although the Super Bowl hangover, anything is possible. Kyler Murray's Camacho of 59. The Cardinals could make the playoffs again 36 months later after 2021 for the 2024 season. And so the Falcons are a new playoff team. The Cardinals are a new playoff team. I wonder about the Bears. The Bears and Caleb Williams. Could we see 3 teams from the NFC North in the playoffs? The Super Bowl is on February the 9th. The Bears may be a strong team, but as far as playoffs, that might be a stretch. Bears are going to definitely be much improved. It just may all depend on how long it takes for Caleb Williams to deliver. If he ends up being good at all, because it is a curse for the Bears. He's a 23-5 life path, same life path as Patrick Mahomes, so you never know. Matt Eberflus is definitely gonna. He better make the playoffs this year. Could 8 wins do it for the Bears? Or his tenure could end with 8 wins, 18 as Camacho Bears. Just something to ponder about. Bears will be in contention. Chicago Bears did win the Super Bowl at New Orleans in Super Bowl 20. Bears is 45, New Orleans is 45. So the Bears have a very interesting riddle to possibly make it to the playoffs if Caleb Williams surprises. If this ends up being the right decision to go with Caleb Williams, or if Justin Fields, he's backing up Russell Wilson at Pittsburgh. Russell Wilson is just, Pittsburgh are not going to make the playoffs. So Russell Wilson is truly cooked. He may beat the Broncos, but he's not going to make the playoffs. Which is going to lead us to the AFC North. I like the Ravens to make it to the Super Bowl. Well, let's start out with the Chiefs. The Chiefs' divisional streak is going to increase to 9 straight division titles because Andy Reid is a 9 lifepath in numerology. Andy Reid is his digits add up to 9. 9 straight divisional titles. The streak could end next year, possibly, for all we know, if Jim Harbaugh builds the Chargers into a contender. I think the Bengals may win 3 out of the past 4 divisional titles. Joe Burrow action. Also, the Ravens are from Maryland. So I do like the Bengals to win the AFC North. A comeback year for Joe Burrow. The comeback year for Joe Burrow to win the division. This should happen for the Bengals' 12th divisional championship when Flacco is the comeback player of the year. So the Bills' divisional streak may be centered on Josh Allen, and possibly Tua. Josh Allen is a 15-6 life path. Could this be the end of the Bills' divisional streak at 14 for the Dolphins? 14th divisional title, because end is Gamache 14 in 23. Maybe a 23rd playoff berth for the Bills, but the end of a divisional streak. But when was the Dolphins' last divisional title? Could we see a little bit of Dan Marino? He was number 19. No, he's number 13. He's a 15-6 life path, so maybe the Dolphins go 15 years without a... Well, the Bills did lose quite a bit of guys this offseason, so can Miami win the division? I mean, Buffalo can't win every year. The Dolphins is 58 and 58 player Super Bowls. The Dolphins can win the AFC East. Miami, Florida is Gamache 59, I think. Or they play at Miami Gardens. And this is the year of Super Bowl 59. So I think, so I will go Dolphins. Maybe because the Bills lost a lot of players. I'll go Dolphins. Even though the Dolphins haven't done well against competitive teams, is Mike McDaniel gonna improve? You think about the second black president in American history. Mike McDaniel is half black, like Kamala Harris. Maybe you have an election riddle here going on, kind of like with Lamar Jackson a little bit. But bottom line is, he's going to need to win this division. It may be a risk going with Miami. Tua could get hurt, whatever, but there definitely is a potential riddle going on here with Miami. I wonder what Tua's life path is. He is a 14-5 life path, so maybe after the Bills' 14th divisional title, we can see Tua win the divisional title. $2008, how about that? And just maybe he'll be on the MVP radar for all we know, as long as they have Tyreek Hill. Tagovailoa's Camacho 59 in the reverse, so I think Dolphins can probably win the division. AFC South, between the Texans and between the Jaguars. Again, if Kamala Harris first female president, I think we've got Houston there potentially. Houston is under 12. Kamala Harris is Camacho 112. This may be an election riddle because Donald Trump is from Florida. Kamala Harris is the black president, so maybe C.J. Stroud in Houston win the division again. But certainly the Trevor Lawrence Stroud battle is they're gonna compete yearly for the divisional title, kind of like the Bills and the Dolphins. And Tua's a 5-fight path, so the Bills, their divisional streak will end at 5. Plus, Miami is Camacho of New Orleans when you think about it. Miami is Camacho of New Orleans. I already entered it. It's 45 in the calculator. Jaguars could still be a playoff team with Trevor Lawrence. 2 divisional titles, 5 playoff berths. Stroud is Camacho 25. Florida, the state that Trump is from. I think this is going to depend on where it's closest to. One hour, 10 minutes. So Jacksonville, it is indeed farther, but Trump loses, but Miami's going to be a playoff team because of, as we kept this about the quarterbacks. Tua, black quarterback. So maybe after Kamala gets elected, we see Lamar in there, we see Tua in there, we see C.J. Stroud, we see Kyler Murray in there. Kind of skeptical about the Cardinals win the division, especially because it's the 49ers. But it may be dependent on the amount of division titles Kyle Shanahan last team to win the NFC West outside the 49ers. Let's see. Yeah, it was the Rams there. One, two, three, four. Let's just go with the streak from 2019. Maybe it'll be 6 divisional titles or 4 divisional titles in the last 6 years for Kyle Shanahan. Past 6 seasons, 4 divisional titles like 49ers. Kamala Harris is from San Francisco, so I'll give the edge to the 49ers to win the division. The Cardinals will still be a playoff team. We'll see. Go Cards. Hopefully we win the division, but as of now, 49ers, but Cardinals are gonna make this division competitive. Let me go to the coach's life path, Gannon. He is a 8 life path. The amount of time from 2015. The Cardinals went the last 8 seasons without winning the division. So it won't surprise me to see the Cardinals win the division. I guess we need to go to Kyle Shanahan and he's a 16-7 life path in numerology. How many times has he won the division during his tenure? Next year's his 8th season. He wins the division that year. So probably for Kyle Shanahan, 4 divisional titles in the last 8 years. 8 seasons and 4 divisional titles, just assuming that, they'll be in the race again, maybe. With Brock Purdy. Purdy's come out to 84, so 8 seasons, 4 divisional titles. Although anything is possible. Anything is possible. Again, Gannon is an 8 life path, and so Cardinals lost divisional title in 2015, and then 6, 7, 8, 9, and 0, 1, 2, 3 would be 8 years without a divisional title. 8 seasons without a divisional title. 8-4 playoff record. It's also Arizona that's come out to 84. We could see, don't sleep on the Cardinals, although if you want to stick with the favorite, then the 49ers, but anything is possible in the NFL. After the 49ers lost the Super Bowl, they did miss the playoffs. Granted, it was COVID, but you never know. Is the Brandon Ayuk trade a bad thing? Well, I don't get the inclination that Christian McCaffrey is going to decline, but McCaffrey's great. Kyler's a baller who's going to be healthy, and Jonathan and the James Conner's one of the top running backs in the NFL. So you never know what's going to go down in the NFC West. I guess it all depends on what year for both teams. I mean, you take a look, the 105th season of the Cardinals in the NFL. Arizona's 105 in reverse. So, playoff team. They're 105th season in the NFL. Kyler Murray played with the Oklahoma Sooners. He's a candidate for comeback player of the year. When will Kyler Murray win his first divisional title? It can happen 5 years after he was drafted in 2019. It won't surprise me at all to see the Cardinals win the division. I'll back the home team, the Cardinals. Let's go Cardinals. Win the division. And the 8-year NFC title was dropped with 8 lifepath Jonathan Gannon. Super Bowl jinx. Let's go. I knew that fried back pudding. You were never ever gonna be the next Joe Montana and Tom Brady. He was a colossal disaster. Just another quarterback on the 49ers. Oh, Cole Kaepernick. Oh, how did he do? Oh, Jimmy Garoppolo. He was nothing special. Sit there with this Brock Purdy. He ain't winning nothing in the NFL. He's just another quarterback.